Welcome to AI for Good, the leading action-oriented global and inclusive United Nations platform on AI. Organized by ITU in partnership with 40 UN sister organizations and co-convened with Switzerland. The goal of AI for Good is to identify practical applications of AI to advance the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and scale those solutions for global impact. In today's session, we're counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging discussion. We encourage you to stay until the end, as we will hold a 30-minute networking session in the neural network. Here you can meet, ask questions to our distinguished speakers, connect, and chat with the AI for Good community. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker. The floor is yours.
Thanks so much for joining us in this webinar. In partnership with the United Nations International Telecommunication Union and the AI for Good team. My name is Justina Nixon-Saintil, Vice President and Global Head of Corporate Social Responsibility at IBM. We are honored to have this space to tell you about what I believe is one of the most important social impact announcements for our company this year. And this announcement is the perfect example to understand how IBM works with nonprofit organizations, how we accelerate sustainability efforts, and how we empower communities for the good of society. First, I want to start telling you about IBM's focus when it comes to helping society. IBM has a history of making bold commitments and advocating for a more sustainable, skilled, and better world. Right now, our CSR work is focused in two areas: education and sustainability. First, at IBM, we are committed to investing in the future of work, making sure we provide free education on disruptive technologies with a focus on underrepresented communities. We plan to skill 30 million people by 2030 to prepare them for the in-demand jobs of today and of the future. Moreover, we've now entered the decade for urgent action for IBM and others. We believe our legacy of environmental leadership allows us to convene and help clients and organizations take more ambitious steps forward to address climate change and other sustainability challenges of our time. We are committed to leveraging our expertise in technology, innovative approach, and solutions to help the world achieve a truly sustainable future. So how does that translate into working with NGOs? Working with NGOs is strategic for us to drive real societal impact. Why do we do it? It's because we believe that the power of science, technology, and innovation is key to tackling environmental issues while helping underserved communities. NGOs are strategically positioned to impact those communities. How do we do it? We unite experts and technology with the purpose of improving lives. We have the potential to make a lasting impact on populations who need the most help. And exactly what do? We enable organizations to leverage the necessary resources and expertise to make a positive and lasting impact in their communities. And right in that space is where the IBM Sustainability Accelerator comes into play. The Sustainability Accelerator is a unique pro bono social impact program that applies IBM technologies such as hybrid cloud and artificial intelligence and an ecosystem of experts to enhance and scale nonprofit and government organizations. And this program is helping populations especially vulnerable to environmental threats such as climate change, extreme weather, and pollution. So what makes this program different? First, it's global. The program is available for organizations around the world. Second, it offers a 2-year engagement for each cohort, which includes end-to-end support, from ideation to development of a technical roadmap through our IBM Garage methodology to implementation and tracking of societal outcomes. This is an end-to-end program for nonprofits. Third, it targets vulnerable populations. It is designed to help populations especially vulnerable to environmental threats, including climate change, extreme weather, and pollution. And then finally, participation is free. IBM provides all of the support at no cost for the participating organizations. So IBM provides the following resources to the organizations that we will be working with. The IBM Garage is IBM's proven methodology to apply design thinking and agile technologies to fast-track meaningful innovation and drive lasting culture change. We provide cloud and weather credits so that organizations have access to data and information critical to making decisions or running their operations. We provide IBM technology. Some of those disruptive technologies that will be applied will include IBM Watson AI, IBM Cloud, or the IBM Environmental Intelligence Suite, among others. And then finally, access to the IBM ecosystem, which includes all the expertise to execute a comprehensive deployment, leveraging the extensive capabilities of IBM's breadth of technology and network of cross-industry experts. And the question some of you may now have, is this really working? The short answer is yes. We have conducted a pilot to test the program with 3 organizations that were selected based on proposals solicited through an invitation-only RFP. The first 3 participants of the program already completed the ideation phase of the engagement. These are the organizations that are part of the first cohort of the program. The Nature Conservancy India is building a public information platform to help eliminate crop residue burning in North India to further their goal to improve agricultural sustainability, public health, and help reduce climate change impact in India. Their final goal is to build an online interactive hub centralizing access to crop burning data and providing farmers and communities with access to sustainable agriculture technology. Plan 21 is helping smallholder farmers in Latin America manage their crops more sustainably, with the goal of increasing their productivity and income and contributing to consumer awareness and the development of more responsible markets. Their final goal is to build a customized mobile application, and they're using our Environmental Intelligence Suite to access weather forecasts that support Plan 21's calculation of the farm's environmental footprint. Finally, they are providing a way for farmers to showcase sustainability certifications and credentials for their crops. And Heifer International is working with IBM to develop scalable and affordable digital solutions designed to equip farmers' cooperatives in Malawi with weather and crop yield forecasts to help increase their yields and incomes. Their final goal is to provide digital solutions for farmers. Some examples are access to weather and crop yield forecasts or decision support services for farm operations. Really, Heifer wants to help farmers with limited digital connectivity and/or literacy. So beyond the announcement of the program and our first results, we are also issuing our first public RFP to invite organizations around the world to apply to become part of the next cohort. Our selection process will be as follows. IBM will select about 5 organizations each year, forming a cohort to focus efforts on addressing a specific sustainability issue area. When the pilot program was focused on sustainable agriculture, our first public RFP is focused on clean energy. IBM seeks proposals from nonprofits and governmental organizations for tech-driven initiatives that advance the equity, science, and scholarship associated with clean energy. Proposals are due by April 30th, 2022, and the second cohort will be announced by the 3rd quarter of this year. The selection criteria will consider applicants' capacity to directly support communities who are especially vulnerable to environmental threats, its ability to increase access to affordable energy services, a strategic focus and transparency on measurement and reporting, among other criteria. More information can be found on the application portal on our website at ibm.org. So we invite nonprofits and public entities across the world to apply to this fascinating program. I hope you have enjoyed and are excited as we are about this initiative. We'll continue next with a panel discussion with leaders from our partner organizations that are already participating in our program and with our IBMer experts that are leading this project. Thank you so much for your time. And feel free to reach out to csrgrant@us.ibm.com if you have any questions about this program, or feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn if you know of an organization that would like to participate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Justina. And hello, everyone. Welcome to this conversation. I am Carmen Sansegundo, and I'm the Global Communications Director at IBM, working for corporate social responsibility and sustainability. And I am here today with incredible panelists that are going to give you an insight of how they are using AI or artificial intelligence for good. But let me start introducing all of them to you. We have here today Elizabeth. So he works for Heifer, and she's the Innovation and New Initiatives Lead in Malawi. We also have Manoj. He leads the efforts to end crop residue burning in northern India for the Nature Conservancy India. We have Fabian. He is the president for Plan 21. And last but not least, we have Mike Jacobs. He is the IBM Sustainability Leader for Corporate Social Responsibility. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And now I'm going to turn over to the first question. Like Justina was mentioning, the IBM Sustainability Accelerator, what it is, what it does. But why the Sustainability Accelerator is important? So let me turn over to Elizabeth so that I can listen from her on why this is important, why IBM Sustainability Accelerator is important.
Yes, I can start with this one. The Sustainability Accelerator is important for us as Heifer because it gives us an opportunity to come on the table and present the perspective of the communities that we work with to ensure that as technological evolvements are happening, they are not left behind. As we might be aware, there is a digital divide that especially affects the communities that we're working with, where they're not able to access different digital technologies, and this just puts them at a disadvantage. And so the Sustainability Accelerator provides an opportunity for us to develop digital tools that are going to help the farmers and the communities that we work with to ensure that they are taking advantage of the digital evolutions, and that this is giving them support to towards a sustainable living income, which is what our mission is. In 2030, we want to support 10 million families get to a living income by 2030. Thank you.
That's so impressive, Elizabeth. And what about you, Manoj? Like, why do you think it's important?
Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I think the IBM Sustainability Accelerator is a very important program as it supports through the technology that is urgently required by different organizations to address some of the critical environmental threats which is present in all across the world. And it also resonates with the Nature Conservancy's efforts that how we can rapidly solve these emerging conservation challenges through technology-enabled solutions that benefits both communities and nature.
That's really important. You were mentioning like conservation, how we protect the land, projects. And what about your vision, Fabian, and then Mike?
Well, for an NGO like ours, the support of the accelerator is essential to access the knowledge and the right tools for the development of our application. We know about sustainability But of course, IBM knows a lot about technology, particularly for the creation of solution with market value, and that is very important for us. IBM's long tradition of corporate volunteering and its commitment to sustainability make the accelerator a key partner for us.
That sounds promising, Fabian.
So I would just echo what these great speakers have said, and fundamentally, IBM is here to support them, the important social impact and environmental missions that they bring forward. This is part of our commitment that innovation matters to the world, being a foremost priority for the company, something that we try to bring to all of our programs. And to Fabian's point, this is an excellent opportunity for IBMers personally to act on that. So they're bringing their time, their skills, the technology that they work with every day to now make an impact on an issue that they care about. And so it becomes a rewarding opportunity for people, for our company, and for the planet overall.
I couldn't agree more. I think at IBM, we try to accelerate sustainability through innovation, and we don't only try. I think we have the capacity, and I truly believe that technology can make a difference on sustainability. You were saying, Elizabeth, you were saying like how we make society to take advantage of the technology they are using. Manoj was doing how we try to approach environmental threats that we are experiencing. And Fabian was saying, how do we have the right tools? We know about sustainability, but IBM knows about technology. But why technology is important in all the programs and all the efforts that you are doing, and why do you think technology can help sustainable agriculture? So I'm gonna go for Manoj. Manoj, if you can help me out with this one.
I think with the rising population, especially countries like India, and there's a concurrent rise in demand for food production. And at the same time, there's an intense pressure on land, water, and other natural resources to meet this requirement of food and development. And with the emerging challenges of food security, water scarcity, biodiversity loss, and climate change, I think there's an urgent need how we do the food production in terms of shifting that is required. A transformation is required in our approach from basically from sustainable to the restorative, or you can say regenerative agri-food production system. And this system of agriculture has the ability to deliver not only the conservation benefits for the nature, while also simultaneously deliver profitability or the productivity gains for the farming communities.
And what about you, Fabian?
Well, in our case, technology make it possible to reach a significant number of farmers, and as well as calculate ecological footprints like water or carbon, generate predictions or forecasts, and improve the traceability of products. Also, the ability to generate big data and process it can allow informed decisions and to contribute for the development of sustainable strategies in agriculture.
What about you, Elizabeth? Like how technology, why technology and the use of technology is important, and why this use is important mostly in sustainable agriculture?
question. Across Heifer, we recognize that the use of technology, especially disruptive technology, is important for agriculture and especially for smallholder farmers to support them to lower costs, increase their visibility and thereby increasing advocacy, broaden the array of markets that they have access to, and most importantly, increase revenues, thereby increasing the profits and the incomes that the farmers have. And so for these reasons, technology is very important, especially for sustainable agriculture and for our goal where we're looking at driving towards a sustainable living income. I'll give an example to put this into context. In part of the processes that we have been doing with IBM, we had a session with some farmers that we work with just to get an understanding of what their needs are. And one of the farmers that we talked to was basically giving us a history of their production. So they were saying 2 years ago, he has the same field, planted the same crop, and the yield was good, but the market price was not very good. So that farmer didn't make a lot of money. And in the previous season, didn't have a very good yield because there was a lot of water, there was a lot of rain, and that affected their productivity. But then the markets were good, and they made a significant income from their production. And they were saying that this year I'm still planning on growing the same crop on my field, but I don't know what the conditions hold for me and even what the market holds for me. And this is the kind of support that technology can help us reach out to the farmers with, and for them to have it at the right amount of, at the right time, and information that's relevant for their field or for their context. So with technology, we can be able to provide support to this farmer in terms of the trends on the market, and also in terms of projections of what the conditions are going to be like, but not just that, supporting them in monitoring their crops in the field, supporting them in managing their records and in managing their data, thereby helping us in develop a database that they can use to access markets and also provide confidence to their markets about their capabilities. And one of the important things is that with climate change, such data is very important for the farmers, for them to be able to make informed decisions, because we're seeing circumstances where erratic weather is becoming more and more common, and technological solutions would help us to support the farmers make informed decisions.
Definitely. And I think you all have mentioned two things. You have mentioned a lot of things, but I'm gonna go for two main things. One is how we can use the data, and that use of data can help to better plan for the farmers, to increase their profitability, how they, by the use of big data, we can see trends, we can analyze data, and ultimately, as I was mentioning before, like how we improve the life of the farmers we are trying to live, the communities we are trying to support and help, and how we can make these families thrive and be successful, and have the opportunities and chances to break a little bit that digital divide that Manoj was, I think was Elizabeth or Manoj were talking about, how we are able to break that down, and how we are able to take technology to the farmers that are in land helping us. But now I want to talk to the person that developed the project, Mike. How do you were envisioning these projects, and how do you think end-to-end technology can help and support these projects and ultimately the families and the farmers we are trying to help, the communities?
So I'd again begin just by echoing the insights that we got from our experts here. I was hearing a lot about both the complexity and the urgency of the issue. Elizabeth's comments about climate change are applicable all over the world. So when we're thinking about this, a big part of the IBM vision is equity. How do we bring equitable access to the insights, to the tools, to the capabilities to address these issues? If an organization can form agronomy-based insights for their stakeholders, that's fantastic. If they can do the same for meteorology or economics, that's fantastic. But typically, that's only been able to be achieved by the largest organization. So here we're focused on technologies that extend access and do so in a way where communities with limited connectivity, limited literacy, can connect to those critical insights to keep their livelihoods resilient in the face of these challenges.
Definitely. But you know, well, from an external party that I'm listening to all of you, I have one question, which is, okay, so we are implementing a project in one specific region or one specific part, but can this project be applicable or escalated to other farmers on other parts, or these projects can only gonna help some of your people in your organizations and could not be escalated? Let me start with Fabian. Fabian, if you can help me out with this one.
Well, we hope so. At this first stage, we are working. We are planning to work in 5 countries in Latin America, which are Argentina, Chile, Ecuador, Colombia, and Costa Rica. But we are sure that we need to work to scale the application to work in the rest of Latin America. I think technology can help for that, and that's why we think the support of the accelerator is very useful. But to face the challenges of sustainability at the scale, that's the real challenge. No,
that's the real challenge. And also, like, it's impressive because like the countries you were mentioning are very far apart. So, I mean, even though obviously all countries have synergies, have similarities, have differences, but the countries you were mentioning are really far apart. And being able to escalate that to different countries, it is a challenge, but I think technology make it possible. Am I right, Fabian?
Yes, absolutely. We trust on the technology to do that. As I said before, and the accelerator can provide us solutions, a lot of possibilities to escalate EV, and that's the name of our application, to the rest of the country. So and we are working on it, and we hope it will take place soon to be working in some other countries for this beginning in Latin America.
That
I
sounds
jump in
promising.
to share that I think that a big part of what Fabian is speaking to directs directly to the AI for Good theme that we're here to talk about today, since it really is the power of AI and machine learning that enables technologists, agronomists, meteorologists, and to leverage insights from one location and really make them applicable elsewhere. So certainly there are circumstances that are different location to location. However, when you have a training data set that is robust enough, that has the conditions from one geography and where it's been populated with details about the farmers or the local environmental conditions or the crops, it becomes a baseline for early work elsewhere. And so I think that the theme of AI for Good is seen directly in what Fabian is talking about, and Evie does a great job of setting the stage for that by collecting data from specific locations and making it available for locations elsewhere. And there's a ton of promise for this across the projects in the accelerator.
I couldn't agree more, Mike. What about you, Elizabeth? Like, do you think this is only for a few? How you are planning to escalate that? What is your vision of this ability to escalate?
I agree with the previous speakers. So now we are starting with value chains in Malawi and in Honduras. But once we are done with the pilot, our idea is that we scale the tools out to all of the different areas that we are working in, so that we can reach out to as many farmers as we can, to as many value chains as we can with the tools that we are developing.
Totally agree. And what about you, Manoj? Is this scalability also work for conservation projects? Do you think so? You don't agree? What you can tell me?
So I think I totally agree with the multiplier effect of these interventions. I can share one example that, in terms of crop residue management, or, the crop residue burning is a big problem all across the world, in some parts of the world specifically. The solution that we are trying to develop through a crop residue management portal, there is a multiplier benefit effect for the associated farmer in terms of improving their access to residue management solutions. And on the top of that, the peer-to-peer learning among farmers will definitely help in replicating those solutions across various farmer communities. And through our project Harit, we have earlier initiated this work with few thousand farmers through mobile-based advisories. But now with this support of developing a portal and then reaching out to different farmers and other stakeholders as well, I think we can able to reach millions of farmers to adopt crop residue management solutions and benefit not only nature, but also improve their productivity and other benefits for the farmers.
Sometimes I have the feeling that people don't know what artificial intelligence is. I mean, if it's not that they don't know, if my grandma is sitting on the sofa and is listening to us and is hearing we can use artificial intelligence for good to help you, she's gonna ask the question on how this really resonate on me, how did it resonate on farmers, how this resonate on the people that are listening to us. So I want to ask you to give specific examples that people can understand and know on how artificial intelligence can be used for good and how artificial intelligence is really helping the communities you are operating on. So let's go for Fabian. Fabian, can you give me examples on how artificial intelligence is helping to fuel services like natural language processing? So how are we using virtual assistant, chatbots, also tailor insights with farmers, to farmers? So can you give me a tangible example of artificial intelligence in your project?
Well, of course, artificial intelligence is a very important technology. In our case, to help farmers relate to the application and receive a proper information to their needs to implement good practices, the right information to implement good practices and improve their production, particularly to transform the way they are producing crops to a sustainable manner. In our case, we believe that it's very important to facilitate the use of EV by farmers, small farmers. And we think artificial intelligence can contribute a lot to that end.
So Fabian, you were mentioning that you were going to help small farmers.
Yes.
So do you think these small farmers, with all the nuances of accessing technology and etc., and the digital divide, which obviously is not helping, like sometimes small farmers to get access to technology, do you think they all are going to be able to use EV?
Well, we have to work very hard to put EV on the hands of many farmers in Latin America, because a small farmer, particularly small farmers in Latin America, are middle-aged people, are not familiar with technology. So that's why we were working a lot during the co-creation of the roadmap to address that problem. It's something in progress. We don't have the right answer now, but we are very well aware about the need to address that problem because of the nature of the small farmers we are going to work in Latin America.
But that's really important, because I think the fact that you know the population you are trying to help, you are not trying to impose them like a impossible technology. They are not going to be able to make it work. But by knowing the people you are going to help, defining a solution that could be used and obviously understood by them, and that they really see the value. So I love what you said about how we work with them to make something that works for them. So now I'm going to turn over to Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, specifically in your project, what is the potential of artificial intelligence to advance decision support? For example, decision on what to plant, when, like the amount of water I have to use, the harvest. Can you give me more tangible examples of the potential of artificial intelligence or AI in specifically the project that Heifer is doing?
I'll start with why we need the artificial intelligence. One extension worker or one extension agent serves about 1,500 to 2,300. These are a lot of farmers to reach. And that means that some farmers don't get access to advice in a timely manner for them to be able to make informed decisions. And this is something that we feel that can be addressed by artificial intelligence. So there are tools that, some of the tools that have been developed, but most of them provide to the farmers generic information. And so that still doesn't address that gap, because an extension agent provides with the farmer at least area-specific information, and if where possible, information specific for their field. And this is where artificial intelligence comes in, because artificial intelligence gives us the ability to provide to a farmer information that is informed by data on, for instance, what you had given, the moisture conditions on their food. And so the farmer will make an informed decision basing on data that is relevant for their field and data that is timely. And timeliness is something that is very important for agri-something that when you miss the timing, it might affect the yield considerably. And so one example would be, for instance, planting. So what we want to do is to use the power of artificial intelligence, but bring it to a mode that is accessible for the smallholder farmers. So link it, for instance, to an SMS platform or a voice messaging platform so that the farmers can easily access this information, and they would get information, advisory information on the operations for them to undertake in their field. For instance, you've got the right amount of moisture for you to plant. The level at which your crop is in the field needs a certain operation like fertilizer application, like weeding. So artificial intelligence provides this information at the farmer's fingertips, which is at the moment not easily available for the farmers because one extension agent has to reach out to a lot of farmers, and it's not feasible for them to reach out to all of them in a timely manner. Thank you.
No, but you were mentioning something really important, which is how we are making the information available for them in a way they are going to utilize that information. Now, it could be by voice, it could be by different manners, but all of them in a way they can be used by the people we are trying to help. Manoj, I want to ask you a similar question, which is, what's the potential of artificial intelligence, specifically for the Nature Conservancy India, to model conditions or impact of the activities, for example, emissions? Can you give me more specific examples on how we can make this happen?
I think the potential for AI is huge and tremendous, especially in the decision-making aspects. I can give one example, like we are using regenerative agriculture practices like no tillage or low tillage to reduce crop residue burning or promoting crop residue management in our geography. And one of the parameter is, for example, number of fire events. So when we correlate based upon data provided through AI, when we correlate this fire event data with segmentation of farmers, like small, medium, or large farmers, we can able to do that analytics that which type of farmers go for more residue burning. And that gives us support or facilitate in terms of decision making, what support each one of the segment needs. So that's one example. And then, for example, there are other examples within this segment also, like one is the fire event, one is the availability of different crop residue management solutions, like the machines, crop residue management machines, their access, their availability in different regions. So that if I am a farmer, I can able to see that, okay, near to my region, which are the machines available? Because the crop residue management period is very, very less. It's only 3 to 4 weeks, and millions of farmers are working on that particular aspect. So the challenge is how to get, when to get those crop residue management machines. And I think the AI can play a very tremendous, huge role in, connecting those farmers who need such machines and the suppliers who want to share the rental basis to these farmers. So these are two examples I just want to quote. And also in terms of quantifying the outcomes that we are looking for. Outcomes in terms of improving the soil organic carbon because of use of such practices that improves the soil productivity and quality, and also quantifying the emissions that we can reduce because of these solutions. This is also can be possible through AI, and that is what we are looking forward to.
I think you mentioned two really interesting things. One is the use, like how we are gonna possibilities that the farmers can have access to that information, which I think it's really important. And also the second thing is how we are going to measure results. Like without results, and if we don't measure results, sometimes we feel that we're not doing the part. But you know what I was really interested on? It was because the other people, Elizabeth and Fabian, were saying, you know, we need to understand the farmers and understand what they need. But also you were mentioning another thing, which is we analyze not only what they need, but also with data, where are the burning spots so that they can do it. When they are doing fires, it is a small fire, is it as like a lethal fire, so that you are not only taking into account what they say, but what you look for in order to make a better decision. Did I understand correctly?
Yes, absolutely. This is basically the role of AI is effective decision making and providing right guidance to the farmer at right time. I think if that can be done, rest is something that somebody needs to do, or whether different stakeholder, including NGOs, governments, and other stakeholder, in a very cohesive manner. All people need to come together, basically to execute these solutions on ground based upon these decision-making exercise. Yeah.
So all the things that you were saying to me about the applications, about the need, about how we are better getting the farmers and also the communities we are trying to approach is really important. But I want to close down this panel with one question, which is, what would you tell the future organizations that may want or are going to be part of this sustainability accelerator project that IBM has done? So I don't know, Elizabeth, if you want to start, what's the advice, or what do you want to tell the future participants of IBM Sustainability Accelerator?
One thing that I would say, as the name itself suggests, sustainability, I think one element that is key for the sustainability of the different technologies that we are developing is that we develop with the users in mind, and that we have their voice, so that we get what they need, and that the solutions we're coming up with are addressing felt needs. Because if we address solutions that are addressing felt needs and that are easy to use, it's going to be very easy for these solutions to penetrate the community we're working with, and to have usefulness even beyond some of the projects that we'll be implementing. So I think that's one factor that is very key, even for us as Heifer. We always have the communities and the views of the communities that we're working with in mind, and even in our development approach, we start with the values that the communities themselves have, and then we bring in our interventions basing on that for sustainability. Thank you.
That's super important, keeping in mind who you are trying to help, as we were mentioning before. What about you, Fabian? What would you tell to future participants of the IBM Sustainability Accelerators, organizations that want or are looking for joining also IBM Sustainability Accelerators?
Well, we have some experience working with the corporate social responsibility area of IBM here in Argentina. And from that experience, I can say that the accelerator is first-class program to work with. The whole process is very valuable, and it was and it is a source of learning for Plan 21 our partners and the stakeholders of our project. Without a doubt, we would not have been able to advance as we are doing with EV without the support of the accelerators or the support of the volunteers. They are a key part of this process. The design thinking process during the garage for the co-creation of the roadmap of EV, and of course the financial support, direct and through, in our case, TWC, APIS, and IBM Cloud. I encourage organizations to apply to be part of this very important initiative.
That's really, really good, Fabian. Thank you so much. And what would you tell to future participants that want to join IBM Sustainability Accelerator? What's the best advice, or what would you tell them?
So I would say to these organizations that they are going to work with a very dedicated and resourceful team. And this is going to make the entire team and project experience wonderful. Certainly, the outcome of two strong and committed teams working together is going to be extremely productive.
So, Mike, I've heard from all of them, but as program leader, what would you tell future participants that wants to apply for the new RFP and wants to be part of this spectacular project, IBM Sustainability Accelerator?
Number one, please do apply. We'll be sharing information through AI for Good, and we're looking forward to reviewing applications from organizations globally. We do have a focus on nonprofits and specific types of public sector organizations, but we're really open to collaborating with everyone, with government, with corporations, and everybody brings specific expertise that's relevant for the social impact organizations that you're hearing from here today and beyond. So please do reach out. Please do let us know what it is that you're interested in. We are here to help. IBM views ourselves as a convener in this space. It's about bringing together the best of what every sector can provide. And we remain open and transparent and trusting in our partners to enable collective action for social good here. So thank you very much for the opportunities that you all, as the social impact sector, bring to IBM. It's work that we're really excited about. It's work that we're proud to do with you, and we look forward to being in touch.
I echo you, Mike. Like, please, if you are a nonprofit organization, or if you know a nonprofit organization and you're listening to me today, please apply to be part of the IBM Sustainability Accelerator today. And thank you so much, Elizabeth, Manoj, Fabian, Mike, for sharing all these insights with me. I think you truly have showcased today what artificial intelligence can do for good. And we can do a lot, not only for nonprofit organizations, but also to ultimately help communities and, as we have seen, farmers. With artificial intelligence, we can process data, we can predict, and moreover, we can really help farmers and our communities to do informed decisions. So you truly have showcased today what artificial intelligence can do for good. Thank you again, Manoj, Fabian, Elizabeth, and Mike, and thank you all of you for listening to us today.
Thank you for participating in today's AI for Good session. We hope you've learned something new, innovative, and engaging in today's event. We now encourage you to continue the conversation on the live video wall in the neural network. Here you can ask questions, like and comment, share links, complete the satisfaction survey, connect with interesting profiles, or speak one-on-one using the chat and video function. After the 30-minute networking session, we invite you to explore the lobby, try the smart matching quiz, visit the virtual exhibits and poster boards, and build your personalized AI for Good program. It was a pleasure learning with you today. See you at the next AI for Good.